Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. This is a collective reading and it is timeless, so whenever and however you come across this video, it's the right time for you to be getting this message. And we've been pulling one card randomly every morning from our mega deck. If you are new here to the channel, please feel welcome. You can get more information about the mega deck down in the description below. But today's card is pulled from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reid, and it's card number 30, Making a Choice. And before we go into the book and see what the reading says for us in the book, I always want to get all of the information, messages, energy transmissions that are coming to us directly from the image on the card itself. I'm looking at the same thing you're looking at here. So many different elements of this card that spoke to me literally as soon as I pulled the card. Down in the bottom right corner, you may see a little bit of blue sky. Do you see that there? So we are in a cloud formation here, and it's a big cloud formation, and there's a lot of energy in this cloud. It's all gold, and some browns in there, so very strong base chakra energy, so to speak, but mostly just golden energy. There are beings of light flying around. You can see the wings where the little spots of light are. Those, I believe, are angels, angelic entities, higher realm entities, our true form. Remember, we are not this physical vessel. This is just a container, a vessel, like a cup, a bowl, that is holding our essential, infinite, eternal consciousness. And our real consciousness probably looks more like these guys than it does like what you see in the mirror when you wake up in the morning. Shh, I heard that. So there's a lot of energy of divine connection, divine transmission, divine transmutation in this card. We have 4 pillars here. Let's be clear. We've got 2 light pillars, one on each side. They look very much like a little floor lamp that I've got in my living room, as a matter of fact. And then on the inner part of this portal, and this is definitely portal energy, full tilt, but with making a choice. We make choices every day, but I've got a clear quartz pillar on the left and a amethyst, I believe, on the right. And in the quartz image, I don't know, it didn't come through really well. It's a little bit there. It almost looks like a boat, maybe on a shore or something. What do you think? And then in the amethyst, maybe mountains and more like the cloud things, right? At the top of both of those pillars. But this is a really good example. The next time we have a 4 card, which is not what this card is. This is a 3 card with the number 30, but we definitely have, this is the best example I can possibly tell you of a 4 representing a portal. I've always said 4 is the door. 4 is the door. That comes from Christopher Witecki, astrologer over here on a YouTube channel. Can't remember the name, Serious Joy, I believe. Really fun channel. I haven't watched it in a while. When I started doing these readings for you folks, to tell you the truth, I really kind of stopped watching other tarot readers, other astrology, that kind of thing, because I didn't want to just be repeating what other people were saying. Even subconsciously, even unconsciously, I wanted this to be for you, coming as clearly and directly from this channel here, me, this vessel, as I possibly could. So I've removed those things from my feed, and it's kind of was a tough choice for me, but I really felt I did not want to just be repeating and regurgitating what other people were saying better. I wanted to say what was mine better for you guys, because that's the whole point of having this channel, The only reason why I'm here is because you're here. So thank you very much for being here. This feels like a tuning fork. It looks like a tuning fork for me. Maybe not our usual definition of a tuning fork, but that's what I see them kind of resting on, this idea of whatever the vibration is going to tune. Literally, this is an antenna, this portal, and you get to make a choice. This is the yellow brick road, right, that we're walking up, but it's really kind of in an interesting state of disrepair. There's a bird there too, just above the little sign, making a choice on the right. You see him there? It looks like a pheasant, and I did not look up to find out spiritual significance of pheasant. I just saw him. But birds, we know, bring our messengers of divine information. He is probably in direct connection with these other angelic beings that are on the other side of this portal and is bringing us back and forth the messages. That's awesome. Thank you very much. But I feel like with this yellow brick road in disrepair, this is our old preconceived ideas and notions of who we are supposed to be, who we were, why we did things, what we did, what other people did to us. All of that stuff is all kind of tied up in our ego, who we think we are. But this is your sign. If you were wanting a chance, we've been talking frequently recently because of the timing of the uploads of these videos. Even though these are all timeless readings, they are uploaded shortly after the beginning of the new year, whether you're looking at calendar or just lunar in terms of the solstices. But we've been talking about transmutation a lot, and this is a very clear another way of looking at that. We've been looking at other various things in between these. So I feel like this is just reminding us, you need to keep recalibrating, you need to keep reassessing, you need to keep redetermining if you're still on the path that you want to be going. It's easy to slip into familiar habits of being frustrated with traffic or lines at the grocery store. It's easy to feel kind of annoyed with people or situations. I've had an interesting morning this morning myself with dropping a water pitcher on the kitchen floor. So I had a good opportunity to mop my kitchen floor that I hadn't done for a while. So, the universe will make a way for things. You can look at it in terms of horrible or beneficial. It's all a matter of choice. And what choice are you making when these kinds of things happen? We've been talking, I think just in the previous reading to this one, about sometimes things go sideways. That's perfectly normal. Actually, things are, as you are moving closer and closer into being that perfected person that you are, that perfected consciousness that you have always been, that those choices that you're making, they're fine-tuning this instrument here. And this may be something where something big has been brewing for a while now, and you're coming to that crossroads, you're coming to that portal where at some point you're going to change. I mean, fundamentally change. And that may be a little frightening. It may be a little scary. It may be a little uncomfortable or a lot uncomfortable, when you stop being the corporate executive who is on a 6-figure salary and you decide that you're going to Bolivia to help the indigenous populations there. Whatever it is, this is your sign here where you're coming up to that place. So the question is, what choice do you want to make? Where do you want to go with this? This is a choose your own adventure reading. That's what you're living. Your choose your own adventure life. And you're the hero of your story. We've said that before on the channel. You've heard that before from other readers as well. This is not a complicated reading as far as I'm concerned. It's just a reminder. We are always we always have options. We can look at that spilled pitcher of water on the floor and be grateful for so many things. That I have another thing that I can stick that filter in and have it work equally just as well. Equally just as well. I get a clean floor out of the process. But it also reminds me to pay more attention to what I'm doing. That maybe I'm not being as mindful as I should be. And there's no condemnation in that. You see, you simply just acknowledge, yeah, that's probably exactly what happened. But the universe will make a way for you to have an opportunity to look at anything as bringing you benefit or not. And it's all a matter of choice. But as you make these little micro choices, it's like that plane that starts off from LA and its target is New York City, but if it just changes by 1 degree, it's going to end up in Tokyo, or somewhere out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it runs out of fuel. So you want to make sure that you are being mindful of those micro choices, but you may be coming up on a large, significant crossroads for yourself in some aspect. And this is your confirmation. It's not telling you. This card is not telling you choose one thing or the other. It is simply acknowledging, yep, you're right. At this point, where you decide to go from here is going to make all of the difference in the world, literally. So, and just keeping in mind, nothing you are doing is inconsequential. You are not inconsequential. Your life is important. It is part of this matrix that we are all doing our best to muddle our way through. And as we are quantumly entangled as a collective in its entirety, not only the people on this channel, but the cosmic collective, the beings of all consciousness that have ever been, will ever be, that collective. You are a very specific piece of it, and it will change everything once you come into your full possession of who you are. And it starts with doing the shadow work, accepting who you've been, understanding that has brought you to this place where you are now at this crossroads, and you can choose to be that different person if that's what it is. If that's where you feel like you are being led to go. If you're not sure, if you're just, you cannot make a decision, that's a decision. If you don't get a big hell yes for something, it's probably a big hell no. So sometimes you need to be honest about things, that it may have been a dream that you had forever. And you may still enjoy doing whatever it is, but it's no longer going to be the focus that you've been driving for your whole entire life. When parents have children, they put a lot of attention and focus on the kids, and then as the children mature and become more specific individuals on their own, there's a separation there that some people have a hard time with. It's that kind of feeling that you're actually being separated from something that you've not just identified yourself as being a part of, but was a part of you molecularly. And it may not be children, but it may feel like that kind of energy. Again, we just have a confirmation that, yes, you are right. This is a big thing, and it's going to make a big difference. Let's take a look in the book and find out what our reading says for us for today. Oh my God, you guys, I'm telling you, I did not even crack the book until I started this reading with you. And I am looking at this, and it says, you are required to come to a decision now. You are faced with a dilemma or a fork in the road and must make a conscious choice regarding the next right action. Whatever that choice is, you must take responsibility for it. Yet, you needn't be afraid. You may not have all the answers right now, because the way ahead can't be known until you've started, until you've embarked and traveled a few steps. Trust your intuition. Ask for a sign from Spirit, and you will be led to the right path. If you remain conscious and aware, your choice will be the right one at this time. Life is always about learning. Success lies in choosing consciously, guided by intuition and spirit. Well, yes, absolutely. Couldn't be any more clear than that. You are required to come to a decision now. And just remember, when you are asking yourself the one question, there's only one question you need to ask yourself ever. If you're in a position where you cannot decide, you've been going along, like I said, and all of a sudden you're at that fork of the road and you're faced with this, you have no choice. You have to make a choice. As long as you are coming from that place where you are asking this one question, how can I bring more love into this situation? What is the next thing I can do coming from a place of love? Coming from a place of compassion? What would I tell my best friend to do in this situation? Coming from that place of love for them. Because you need to have the same kind of love for yourself as you would for anybody else. We get that scripture all backwards, the golden rule, do unto others as you would do unto yourself. It's not about how you do to them, it's about how you do to you. How you treat yourself. Are you listening to yourself? Are you listening to what you say when you're just going around on automatic? Are you saying, oh, I'm, such a klutz. I could have easily said that. No, I said, oh, obviously not thinking, not paying attention, not being mindful. Thank you, reminder, universe. I appreciate that. That's making a choice. And then the next thing I do is going to be based from that place of love and compassion for myself. Human makes mistakes. Okay? You've got to come from that place for yourself. And when you do, your choice is going to be clear. There is no longer going to be a question for you. You will know exactly what you need to do. So I'm just encouraging you, as this card is encouraging you as well, to trust yourself, to trust your intuition. If you ask yourself, what is the next thing I can do based in love, coming from love, coming from self-love? What would I tell my best friend to do in this situation? How can I bring more love here? So that is our reading for the day. It's a beautiful, amazing reading. I love that. I'm looking at this blue pheasant bird here saying, thank you so much for these messages. Thank you so much, guides, angels, spirits, for this message for today. I love you guys. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing day. Namaste and ciao for now.